Yeah, we're having completely inaccurate disagreements. There's a lot of numbers about this that I'm not going to remember right here, right now. But plenty of polling, of one side, ask one side, what does the other side believe about X, Y, or Z? And it's just so far off, it's laughable. So the stories we're telling each other, isn't it so funny to be surrounded by information, but be completely misinformed? It's the most fascinating paradox of our time to me. We are more connected and therefore less connected than ever. More of us are talking, fewer of us are listening. We are throwing information out there all the damn time, and we are less informed about each other than ever. Like, wow. And so you have to ask, like, what is this information even doing? What is it contributing to? So yeah, we're having, I think, very inaccurate disagreements because we come into them assuming that we know the way in which we disagree, but we don't. And so we begin disagreements already at the point of fighting, right? Where we think we know what the other person believes, but do we? Do we? And what if we began by asking the questions, checking it out? I say in the book that curiosity begins by turning an assumption into a question, So when you hear something from somebody and you go, oh, they're just X, then you immediately go, are they just X? And you turn that into a question. You find a tactful way to say, well, tell me about, I don't know, tell me about this or that belief of yours. And then you listen. But imagine if you had come in guns blazing, right? If you had already assumed you knew what they believed and the degree to which they believe it, and you launch it in their face, boom, everything's defense, shields up. And it's just pew, 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 and everyone trying to win. And, and then some relationship is severed. And on it goes.
That's when we use our questions as weapons, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because questions are, questions are not all curious. They are not, by their definition, all curious. For a question to be curious, it must have as its primary motivation the filling of a gap between what you know and what you want to know. If it has that as a primary motivation, then you will take care to make sure that it is not also an accusation, which is going to make the other person less candid. That it doesn't have a baked in assumption about what the other person believes, which is going to narrow that person's framing around how they can answer, and also make them feel like you're not actually hearing them for who they are, but that you have a certain expectation that they will deliver you. The goal with any question is to another human being is you have got to make sure that you can be honest with each other. If we're not honest together, we're not together.